Before boarding the plane to Norway, Evie and Harry talked about the trip. About where they'd be stopping over. About what they'd do once they got to Spitsbergen. They talked about bringing plenty of warm clothing and gear and supplies to make it through. They talked about getting their documents and passports in order. They even talked about the strange city they had both dreamt of. But Evie knew there was something they hadn't talked about. A question she didn't know how to ask the professor, because every time she'd tried, the right words never came out. But a long flight leaves plenty of time to think.
Professor?
Yes?
When I was being held by that man, Bowen, he showed me a picture of you. A picture of you and my father in the Pacific. Did you know my father, Professor?
And then, it was Harry who didn't know how to find the right words. Because even though he'd been waiting years for that question, he still didn't know how to answer it. Evie took Harry's silence as a yes.
How come you never told me you knew my father?
You never asked.
What do you mean, I never asked? What kind of an answer is that?
Evie was furious. That petty, childish excuse didn't suit the professor at all.
Look, I wanted to.
You wanted what? Just talk, for God's sake.
All right. I'll explain everything.
Good. We've got plenty of time to spare before we land.
My wife, Nora, was diagnosed with an incurable disease. The same hereditary illness of unknown origin that had struck her mother before her. The doctors had no answer. So I decided to find it myself. I never imagined the answer would take me so far away. To a remote island in the Pacific. Back then, I didn't have the financial independence I have now. So I had to raise money and put a team together. Do you remember the night before your father left for work in San Francisco? You were probably 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, God. Yes, I remember. I remember a beautiful, dark-haired woman, a nervous, scrawny guy, and a man who seemed really happy about something.
I'll never forget those words. You're a whiz, mister. Would you be interested, by any chance, in an exciting job opportunity in the Pacific? That's right. Frank agreed to come with us to the island. It pained him to leave you and your mother back in Mississippi, but he needed the money and I was paying very well. But that island wasn't what we expected. There was something there that... Let's just say there are forces in this world that mankind ought not to meddle with, Miss Drayton. Things like the Black Ooze, and on that island, it was everywhere. I told you, it's the most dangerous substance I've ever come across. We found that out when one of the expedition members came into contact with it. It was him, driven mad, who attacked your father. Just a shallow cut with an ancient dagger, but enough to infect him with that black liquid. That is what took Frank's life. I did what I could to look after him, but that infection, it was beyond anything I could handle. His final words still haunt me. Harry, please look after my wife and my little girl. And that's what I've been trying to do all these years. Though evidently not as well as I might have done.
Evie was speechless. She could not believe it.
Take care of me? What are you talking about? I just met you a week ago. I've never had anyone except my mother. And the only help we ever got was from the insurance checks. What kind of help are you—
There was no insurance, Evangeline.
What?
Harry decided that since he'd started telling the truth, he wouldn't stop halfway.
I am the Hydrangea Foundation. Hydrangeas were just Nora's favorite flowers, that's all.
And then, Evie understood. She understood the strange and painful sacrifice that man had made.
I wasn't the one who drove that dagger into your father, but I dragged him to that island and didn't listen when he told me we had to leave.
Harry had spent a long time avoiding the truth of what had happened nearly 30 years before, on that island in the Pacific. But for the first time in ages, he was forced to face it.
So yes, your father died because of me. I can't tell you how sorry I am. I won't be so foolish as to ask for your forgiveness. I know I have no right to it. I understand how you must feel now. I understand that you hate me.
Maybe you have no right to ask for it, but I forgive you, Professor.
You forgive me? But why?
Well, first of all, I'm a Christian, so I believe in forgiveness and everything that comes with it. And second, because we all make mistakes, Professor. You've made plenty of them. Grave mistakes that came at a high price. But it's not up to me to judge you. Maybe you should forgive yourself, Professor. You've been torturing yourself for 23 years. Isn't that enough self-punishment?
Harry was puzzled. He hadn't expected this. In a strange way, Evie's forgiveness made him feel uncomfortable. Didn't he deserve punishment for what he'd done? Evie's decision had made him doubt. Perhaps it was time to move on.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
I'm sure I am. Believe me.
And after that, Evie and Harry remained silent for the rest of the flight. Despite having talked about it, Evangeline and Harry were not prepared for the freezing cold they would face on that remote Norwegian island. Although weather would be the least of their problems in that place.
God, this is unbearable. Professor, are you sure you're all right? You should have brought a couple more layers.
Don't worry, Miss Drayton. I'll be fine.
Harry hadn't always been like that. He used to like heat. But 3 months stranded on a Pacific island had changed his preferences.
What we saw in Bowen's office? The Black Pharaoh, Azathoth, and all that? What do you think it means?
Just the ramblings of a madman, I'm sure of it. I'm actually more worried about the other things. Spitsbergen, the statue, your memory loss, and your dreams about that creature. Too much of a coincidence, isn't it? This sign, it's written in Norwegian. I guess we're close.
Do you really believe it's possible to switch minds?
Honestly, Miss Drayton, I have no clue what we're dealing with. But whatever it is, we'd better stop Bowen as soon as possible.
Here it is, the radio station.
The storm is getting stronger.
We'd better stay close to each other, Professor.
This looks like the station's garage. I wonder why it's not working. The entry post is completely wrecked. What happened here? There are way too many beds for a simple radio station. It's no use. This switch is completely wrecked. A book titled The Unspeakable Cult doesn't sound like a very pleasant read. This must be the generator room, but it's locked.
I can see some banners on the building. They look like... Oh.
Nazis. I hate these guys.
Just as I thought. No power in here.
We should look for the key to that generator room. Not yet. I've got to get the generator running before I can get any work done. No, the door won't budge. This might come in handy, but not right now. I need to get the power on in here first. Evangeline, I see her.
Harry hesitated to say the words because of how absurd they might sound.
Space ship of some sort?
A spaceship? You mean like a flying saucer?
I'll have to take a look at it later. Right now, I need to get the power running in this station. All of these rusty gadgets are useless. This machinery hasn't been used. Interesting. Very interesting. But it won't help me bring the power back on. The mess hall. Or what's left of it. Nazi propaganda. Ugh. It's not working. This storage room's a complete mess.
Like everything.
It's not working. This storage room's a complete mess.
Like everything else in the station, it seems.
Not yet. I've got to get the generator running before I can... All of these rusty No, the door won't budge. This might come in handy, but not right now. I need to get the power on in here first. This must be the key to the generator room.
Look! Seems this generator was meant to power the whole facility. Try turning it on.
Hey, what the...
The current must have caused a power surge in that distribution panel up there. Let me take a look. Maybe I can fix it. Okay. Darn it. This fuse box is sealed. You don't happen to have a screwdriver on you? Perfect. This'll do. An old fuse box. And it looks like it still works. Even after...
What's the problem?
Well, the whole base runs on an interlock circuit.
What does that mean? I know nothing of technical stuff, and you know it.
It means that for the power to reach the antenna, you'll have to manually turn on each switch in order.
You mean I have to look for switches all over the base?
That's right. I'll route the power from this fuse box, and then you turn it on.
Fine. Stay put. I'll get back to you.
Your turn, Professor.
Good. I managed to turn this thing on. Evangeline, try another switch.
Okay. You're in charge now.
Good. I managed to turn this thing on. The mess hall. Or what's left of it. Please, by all means.
Up to you now, Professor.
It's no use. This switch is completely wrecked. Good. I managed to turn this thing on. Evangeline, try another switch.
Okay.
It's up to you now, Evangeline.
Your turn, Professor.
Yes, we did it!
We're good. Power's on. I'm heading back to the antenna, Professor.
Okay, Evangeline. Huh. Wasn't expecting to see one of these here.
What are you talking about?
It's an Enigma machine. A message encryption device the Nazis used to encode top-secret messages.
But how could you possibly know that?
I worked in intelligence during World War II. Obviously, I was too old to be sent to the front lines. And I can't see a thing without my glasses. But the OSS thought someone like me could be useful cracking codes. So they sent me to Fort Meade, Maryland. To the Signal Security Agency building. I hate working with this schmuck.
Caleb Bowen had the right connections, which is how he landed a job at the SSA. For Harry, this meant torture. Plain and simple.
Looks like someone in Fort Meade really dislikes superhero comics. What a shame. This looks pretty good. Looks like someone in Fort Meade... Hendricks requested a transfer to Europe last week. He's a man of action, no doubt about it. Russell's desk is always a mess. He's probably on a cigarette break. I guess this lifts other people's spirits. Not mine. set of components that makes Enigma's encryption possible. Ah, I always keep this photo. Enigma decoding instructions. This is the message that needs to be deciphered. I don't rightly know what we'd have done without Turing and his people over at Bletchley Park. I really doubt this is how Nora pictures my work here at Fort Meade, but... We worked hand in hand with the Brits. They'd already managed to crack Enigma, so we hoped their work could help us break JN-25, the Japanese naval encryption system. Excellent. I think I solved it. Maybe we can use their deconstruction process. Of course, it was hard leaving Nora alone at home. But she insisted. She knew I could help our country fight the Axis. So my only condition for working at Fort Meade was that my wife could contact me whenever she needed. Yes?
Hello, my dear old pal.
Nora, it's so good to hear your voice.
How are things going over there, my love?
Well, you know they won't let me tell you anything about what I do here, but we're making progress. Mostly thanks to the British.
Blimey, who'd have thought the bloomin' Brits saving our hides?
Yes, they are, Nora. How are you feeling today? Have you had any fever this morning, or...?
I'm fine, Harry. I'm more worried about you, actually. How are they treating you in Maryland? Are you eating well?
Yes, I can't complain, but I feel like I'm wasting our time. I should be making the most of every day there with you instead of...
Listen to me, Harry. We both know there will come a day when I won't be by your side anymore. But it doesn't make sense to live waiting for that moment. Besides, you're not going to live forever either, old pal. One day you'll kick the bucket too. You know that?
Oh, that's what I call a cold comfort.
Why? What do you think happens when we die?
Oh, I think that one day the body just malfunctions. The heart stops pumping blood and brain activity ceases. And after that, you stop existing.
Gee, isn't that a bit depressing?
Oh, you asked me what I believe, not what I'd like to be true.
So what would you like to happen after death, then?
Oh, I'd like to open my eyes and wake up in our house in Englewood. We'd both be young again, and you wouldn't be suffering from your illness. I wish I could believe that.
Well, I do. So, when your time comes, I promise I'll be waiting for you in our house in Englewood.
Let's talk about something else. All right, Nora? Because if we keep this up, I'm going to burst into tears and lose whatever little respect the army boys at Fort Meade have for me.
All right, darling, I'll let you get back to it. Crack those codes, Commander Everhart. All of America is counting on you.
I'll try my best. I love you, Nora.
And I love you, Harry. I'll talk to you soon.
This encrypted message is rather short. No use. It's encrypted. An encrypted message. Februar 1943.
That's February 43, right?
There's some sort of cable here. There's some sort of... What on earth were they doing in this place? No, the door... All of these rusty gadgets are useless. ZNPC.
Sounds like a secret Nazi project, doesn't it?
It's the Dienstausweis of an SS Oberstgruppenführer. Some Otto Adler.
English, please?
Oh, sorry, it's the ID of a Nazi general. Operation Weserübung. The Nazi occupation of Northern Europe. Boy, this radio station gets creepier every minute.
Yes, I can feel a shiver down my spine. And it's not the cold.
What a creepy-looking face he has. That guy with the white hair must be the senior one. A monocle. He must be. This guy looks like a bureaucrat. Looks like a workers' registry from 1943. The Nazis probably abandoned the base. That's why this message was never received. Yanyo. Code. I wonder.
Could that be the code to access the reinforced door, Professor?
What a creepy looking face he has. A reinforced door. You still think this is just a radio station?
Alright, I've gotta admit, this is weird as hell.
German names with numbers assigned. No, the last, we did it, Evangeline.
So the station was just a cover-up. But I wonder what for.
Whatever it is, we're going to find out. And soon.
Harry tried to keep his composure when he saw the oily shadow. He didn't want to alarm Evie.
Let us out.
They locked their own people in here. How could they?
They're Nazis, Evangeline. They're not exactly the good guys. Do you think we'll find that great engineer of yours down here?
I hope so. This trip will have been a total waste of money.
But Evie suspected there was much more at stake than the cost of their trip.
A liquid that reacts to sound, like in the Rappahannock River caves. It references a creature. You think that might be your great engineer?
Harry held his breath. The black shadows were back again. But then...
What the hell is that thing?
You can see that too?
That sort of cloud of black smoke? Of course. It looks alive. A diving suit.
I hope you don't think I'm letting you go back down in that thing again.
No.
Unless there's no other choice, Evie thought.
A diving suit.
I hope you don't think I'm letting you go back down in...
No.
Unless...
Offices, control room, Chronos lab. That must be it. We have to go through to the other side. But how will we open these doors?
You said control room, right? I bet we can operate the doors from there.
That makes sense. Okay. To get there, we'll need to go downstairs and through the offices.
But Professor, the way downstairs is flooded. Well, it seems there's no other choice. Which of us...
I'll go this time, and I'm not going to allow any argument about it.
Because despite how I look, I'm not 80 yet, Harry thought to himself.
Do you want to go down then?
Go ahead. Lower me down.
All right. Be very careful down there, Professor. Everything all right down there, Professor?
So far, so good. It's very dark in here. I think I know why this place is flooded. They must have tried to break into that flying saucer and then release the black ooze.
Do you see any black ooze around?
All around, yes. I'm pretty sure it was the ship's fuel. I've still got 10 minutes of air in this suit. Maybe I should head up. Oh no, I'm running out of oxygen. Can't breathe.
After lingering underwater for no reason until his air ran out, Harry drowned. Congratulations, you've unlocked your achievement or trophy or whatever. Shall we get on with the story, please?
I really hope they never succeeded. He must be talking about that flying saucer we saw out there. Looks like the organizational chart for Project Kronos. And that's Felix Stahl. That guy's a member of the Starry Wisdom Society.
So that was the...
Idiots. Only a fool would... Looks like the organization... Felix Stahl.
So that was the reason Bowen had pulled every string to get that man to America.
Evangeline, do you hear me?
Yes, Professor.
I've reached the control room. This is where they monitored that black smoke thing. And ran So that thing is not only alive... Evangeline, there's a panel here. Maybe it'll open those doors.
Your turn, Evangeline.
You're in charge now.
A light just came on. No. Evangeline is on the other side of that door. That black smoke creature could get her. Looks like the Felix.
So that...
Please, by all means.
Up to you now, Professor.
All right, that's on.
Professor, look. That thing. It's moving into the next chamber.
It seems to move like a trapped insect.
It's up to you now, Evangeline.
Your turn, Professor.
Another one.
Up to you now, Professor.
Good.
Please, by all means.
I opened this door for you, Professor. You can leave the control panel. I think we're safe. What on earth was that thing?
I don't know. But whatever it was, I don't want it close to us. Let's get out of here, quick. What is this place? It looks like the heart of Project Kronos.
Could be. Do you think we gave that horrid thing the slip?
I really hope so. After seeing what that black smoke can do to humans, I wouldn't want... What the hell? How did that thing get out?
No time for questions now! Run, Professor! Run! Quick, the bunker door!
Help me close it, Evangeline! Damn it. That was close.
Guys, I hope this chamber is shut tight.
If not, we better find another exit. Otherwise, we're trapped in here.
Lord Almighty.
Evie recognized the gigantic creature at once. It was the same one she had seen in her visions.
Look at the size of that creature.
Harry remained silent. Quite the opposite.
So the Nazis called the black smoke things polyps. Looks like this message never got sent. Apparently, the Nazis tried to communicate with that creature. This looks like the entrance to that...
Harry finally resigned himself to their situation, bizarre as it was.
flying saucer. But it's sealed shut. This seat is what the Nazis used to try to communicate with the creature.
All right, there's no time to waste. Try connecting me to that machine, Professor.
Evie knew perfectly well that the professor was about to rattle off.
And before you say anything, yes and yes, Professor, it does have to be me. I know you're trying to protect me.
Before the argument had even...
You're impossible. That seems to power the machine connected to the chair. You can sit down, Evangeline. This apparatus identifies matching brainwave patterns between Evangeline and that creature. Another brainwave match.
Good.
Geeignet means suitable, and untauglich means unsuitable.
It must refer to the brain waves.
Looks like everything is set. So, whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Evie found herself, in the literal blink of an eye, in a completely different place. And it would happen to her more than once that day. As she tried to figure out what was happening, a strange but familiar voice startled her.
Evie. Velkor.
I have been waiting.
Are you?
I am the great engineer of Nicotis. After so much trouble, Evie was finally before the great...
I need answers.
Everything is set.
Close the loop.
Travel to Nicotis. Stop Bowen. My race.
Why me?
It wasn't me. It was...
What? But
You can close.
I can understand.
You're mine.
How is... Do you want me to...
The complex Yithian language made no distinction between verb tenses. Therefore, that sentence could be a...
But... How...
You need... Remember. Hearing that, Evie didn't have time to ask another. She found herself once again in that stone city, except now she knew.
My hands. Heavens. Look at my... hands.
Those Yithian appendages could hardly be called hands, but that was how Evie perceived them.
This was part of my information exchange with the Yithians. I believed I had to tell the Yithians everything about my time in exchange for my freedom, but I was wrong. And this was... Looks like I also took notes of what happened here in Nicotis. I can't believe I couldn't remember this amazing view of the towers of Nicotis.
Find Everhart's notes and follow them.
But where are Everhart's notes? I always thought my dreams didn't take place here on Earth, but now I understand that this is how Earth used to be, millions of years ago.
Specifically, when the Earth's landmass was fused into one continent, Pangaea.
The ceiling sure...
Evie suddenly remembered the colossal...
What is this thing? I remember it. Whoa! My goodness! I'd forgotten about these light conveyor belts. That seems to be a mammoth. Late Pliocene. 2.5 million years ago. The same constellation I saw in my dreams. It must be important if they built this lookout for it. I remember this. I went to the Great Library every day. I believe I've seen some of these murals around here. This mural doesn't look like decoration, but I'm not sure what it... Wow. Is this some kind of time location finder? Unbelievable! Looks like a Roman imperial sword, with the name Titus and... This is the altar I worked in. Looks like I deciphered the numeric coding of the Yithians. This observatory must be used to find the constellations associated with a specific time. I don't understand this language. I don't under... This is the professor's handwriting. He really was in Nakotas. Another note from the professor. A Dimetrodon from the early Permian, 270 million years ago. Tyrannosaurus rex. A dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period, 68 million years ago. Wow. Everything is so beautiful here. I suppose this mural refers to us, Homo sapiens. We appeared roughly 300,000 years ago, in the Middle Pleistocene.
Evie remembered the Dark Towers and understood where the Yithians drew their energy from. Somehow, they synthesized the black ooze and used it as fuel, but that meant that down there, confined within multiple levels of chambers and trapdoors never opened, lay the black smoke polyps.
That's an ammonite. Cephalopods that lived during the Devonian period, 400 million years ago. Look at how tiny that Dimetrodon looks now. This mural doesn't look like decoration, but I'm not sure what it represents. I believe... I don't... Looks like a... Yes! This is the constellation I've been looking for. 89345. Yes, I remember now. Those were the coordinates. Great engineer, I know where to find the Nakotis of my time, and there's no way out of here.
Take my vessel.
What? The vessel?
Evie's heart skipped a beat.
But the vessel door... But what about you?
And with those final words, she found herself standing.
Evangeline?
Yes,
Well, did you manage to talk?
we...
What? How?
No, you have to try...
Harry realized there wasn't much of a choice.
Look around, Professor. Isn't this fascinating?
There doesn't seem to be any power. You sure you can pilot this spaceship?
I'm not sure pilot is the right word, Professor.
I'm not even sure ship is the right word. This looks more like a building than a vehicle. There surely has to be a starter somewhere, right?
Evie recognized a platform very similar to the one in the refinery beneath the Virginia caves, and understood what she had to do.
Look, Professor, it's working. The spaceship is powered up now.
Damn it, where's the steering wheel?
It probably doesn't need one. It looks like an autopilot, but it doesn't just maintain altitude and course. It moves toward specific coordinates, which they express with numbers. No, this isn't working. set the navigation system to the coordinates of Nicotis. There you are, Professor. The steering wheel.
Looks like one. Sort of.
Can you help me with this, please? Buckle up, Professor. Hey, whoa!
Whoa!
Professor, better find something to hang on to.
Hey, it's moving! Look, it's breaking the ice! So where are we headed?
To Nicotis, or what's left of it. Those dreams you had about that place? They weren't dreams. You were there, millions of years ago.
Millions of years ago? What are you talking about?
The great race of Yith can transfer its mind to the past, present, or future. At some point, they exchanged minds with you. Good heavens. Can you imagine what that must be like? To move freely
I
through—
can imagine what the Nazis would have done if they'd gained that power. And don't forget, that Stahl fella still is among Bowen's gang of kooks. I'm not sure which I hate more, kooks or Nazis. In any case, I don't think anyone should meddle with that knowledge. As I've told you before, there are things we shouldn't... Evangeline, can you hear me? Evangeline? Oh, for heaven's sake, what's happening to you now?
time and space?
Evangeline found herself in an unfamiliar place in an instant. For the fourth time in just a few hours.
Oh, come on. Now what? What's going on?
The difference was that this place didn't look like a narcotic construction at all. Nor was she inside the body of an alien creature. It just looked like the future.
Why am I connected to this machine? And is this... This isn't my body. Where am I?
Evie jolted in shock. If she was in this body, then who was with Harry on the spaceship to Nicotis? Evie didn't know whether to cry for help or stay silent.
Oh no. That's...
So Bowen had gotten his way after all. How else could he be leading a top? And then Evie thought of something worse.